Are Boise State and Memphis the right choices for the next round of Big 12 expansion? Stay tuned and I'll tell you. What is up, college football fans and fellow members of Mountaineer Nation? This is Couz, and welcome to another edition of Couz's Corner, your go-to channel for college sports with a heavy dose of West Virginia Mountaineers. Well, as you can see, I'm not in my studio. I'm traveling again, but I want to get a video out to you guys. And also, funny story, the battery fell out of my microphone at some point. I don't even know when, so I don't have a microphone right now, so hopefully my sound's not too bad. But I noticed the last few videos I did, the sound was a little off, and I was thinking, man, what's wrong with my microphone? The battery's not in it. Anyway, I just figured you guys would find that comical. I was like, man, I thought my microphone was messed up. Yeah, it is messed up. It don't have a battery. But anyway, I digress. Also, I wanted to let you guys know, I'm sure you've noticed I'm a little nasally right now. My allergies have kicked in full gear. Hopefully it's not too distracting for you. And I apologize in advance for the nasally voice. Let's get on with the show. Are Boise State and Memphis really the two best options for the next round of Big 12 expansion? It depends on who you ask, probably. Well, if you get to the end of when you get to the end of the video, I'll give you my opinion. If you remember, about a week or so ago, I did a video about West Virginia, whether they fit better in the ACC or the Big 12. And in that video, I talked about a guy by the name of Tony Altimore, who's an analyst, who put together a report with some bubble graphs and things, and some bar graphs and stuff that show where each team fits, and color coded them by conference to kind of show, which teams fit where on this graph, and how all the conferences compare and whatnot. And some of the takeaways from that were, number one, the Big 12 in the first round of expansion selected 4 teams to fit well in the Big 12 based on the metrics, the academic and athletic metrics used to make that graph. As you'll see, I'm gonna put the graph up on the screen right now, and as you'll see, the new Big 12, the 4 new Big 12 teams are in yellow. BYU, UCF, Cincinnati, Houston, they're in yellow. The 8 remaining teams in the Big 12 are in red. So as you can see, the yellow teams fit in really well with the red teams. Matter of fact, they're better in a lot of areas. And also what you'll see on this chart is American Conference teams are in orange, and the Mountain West Conference teams are in purple on this chart. And if you look at this close enough, what you'll see is there's 8 teams that fit really well with the Big 12. They are Rice, who just accepted a bid to the American, UCF, SMU, Temple, Army, Air Force, Navy, and Tulane. Now, all those schools fit within the metrics in the Big 12, would fit academically and athletically. Now, this chart, it shows, if you look on the left-hand side, it shows the success in all sports on the left-hand side, and then the bottom of the graph is academic ranking. 2 teams that are missing from the list I just read you are Boise State and Memphis, who are, according to most reports, the next 2 teams on the Big 12's list for the next round of expansion, if and when they decide to do so. But neither one of those teams fit the metrics. Now, look on the far left side of this graph, you'll see Boise, right on the very left edge. They don't match up to the Big 12 academically or athletically if you look at all sports. And just to the right of them, and a little ways up, is Memphis. You'll see them there in orange. So they don't fit in really. I mean, they're not that far academically off of West Virginia or Texas Tech, but they're not really a great fit as far as athletic success either. Fortunately for them, there's a lot more things that they look at besides just these metrics. These metrics are just part of the whole picture. So, this is not a deal breaker. I'm just trying to give you guys the information that I have, and hope you find it as interesting as I do. But now this chart here I'm going to show you is the last 5 years of football only. As you'll see, Boise State far exceeds even the remaining 8 Big 12 teams on this chart. They're still to the left academically. And Memphis moves up the chart here too, because Memphis has had some football success. So they're still to the left academically, but they are a little bit better on this chart than they were the other ones. So if you look strictly at these metrics, at the academic rankings and the athletic success on the field in previous years, neither of these teams will be a fit for the Big 12. If you remember that video, I talked about other things that school presidents look at when determining what teams to allow in their conference or invite into their conference. And by the way, at the end of this video, there'll be a link. If you haven't seen the video I'm referring to, I'm going to put a link at the end so you can go watch it for yourself. But and some of those metrics are, the trajectory of the institution, both academically and athletically, and also the leadership team of that institution. And both of these schools, Boise and Memphis, both are on a pretty good trajectory athletically. Especially if you look at football, both of them have had good success in football the last few years, especially Boise. Boise over the last decade has been one of the top group of 5 teams, if not the top group of 5 teams in the nation, consistently. Not doing as good this year, but I'm talking if you go back the last decade, or maybe even longer than that. But there's other things they look at, and one of the things that Boise has done is they went out and hired a guy by the name of Jeremiah Dickey to be their athletic director. Now, Jeremiah Dickey was the former assistant athletic director at Baylor under Mack Rhoades. Mack Rhoades is a very highly respected athletic director, very experienced athletic director. And the president at Baylor is Linda Livingstone. Now, Linda Livingstone is considered a rock star in the world of school presidents. The guys on Sic'Em 365 have talked about this, including with Tony. He was on their show a few weeks ago. I'll post a link to that. But she's considered a rock star, and other school presidents like her. They respect her. They want her in the room when they're voting on major topics. Just like I said, the same thing with Dr. Gordon Gay at West Virginia. They're both highly respected. So Jeremiah Dickey, working underneath her and underneath Mack Rhoades, made him an attractive candidate to help run Boise State's athletic program, so they could essentially be another Baylor. I think that's what they're trying to achieve there. By doing that, they see the path Baylor's on. They want to do something similar. So Boise State's on the right trajectory, and they've got the right leadership in place. So I think those are the factors, main 2 factors that will get them in the conference, and their on-field success in football too. Can't leave that out. With Memphis, a little bit more challenging for them. They're in the hunt for a permanent president right now. I think they have an interim president in place, and there's been some rumblings that there's been some controversy there, that maybe their former president wasn't real big on athletics, so didn't put a lot of focus on it. The Liberty Bowl, where they play their home games, is apparently really old and needs a lot of work done to it. Needs to be updated and upgraded a lot. So those have been a few sticking points maybe to them getting in a Power 5 conference, but all indications are they're on the right track to get the Liberty Bowl updated, and they're trying to do whatever it takes to get in the Big 12 conference that they really want in the conference, and they're willing to do whatever it takes. And because of their on-field success and the fact that they're in Memphis, Tennessee, which is a big growing market, and it gets the Big 12 into another market that they're not in right now in the state of Tennessee, those things will outweigh the metrics on these charts. So do I think Boise and Memphis are the right 2 choices? I do. I do think they're the right 2 choices. To me, Boise's a no-brainer just because of their on-field success and the trajectory they're on. Memphis, iffy to me. But if the Big 12 doesn't take Boise State, I think somebody else will. Maybe eventually the Pac-12. So Big 12 needs to do what's right and jump on Boise and get them in the conference as quick as they can. But as far as Memphis goes, I think they need to wait it out to see if who Memphis hires as their new president and how he's going to be to work with. I think that's going to play a major role in them coming in. But all indications are, like I said, that they're going to do the right thing there. Well, listen, let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think Boise and Memphis are the right fit for the Big 12? Are there other teams you think should be in over them? Let me know. Once again, I remind you to please subscribe. Hit that red subscribe button for me and give me that thumbs up, or heck, if you don't like this video, give me the thumbs down. Whatever floats your boat. Both of those are free and easy to do, just mashing a button. So, and same thing with subscribing. It's just all about mashing that red button right there, okay? Be sure to watch this video right here, the one I told you about. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time.